Well, Thanksgiving weekend usually means high school football state championship games out at Ford Field. With the season put on pause this year, however, we are bringing back a Blitz rewind with a look back at the 07 Division III state championship game that went to 5 overtimes.
Looking, throwing for the end zone. Does he have it? No! Ball's knocked away. East Grand Rapids wins the state championship.
We stop them on 4th down in the 5th overtime, and we just won a game in 5 overtimes. We just went further than anything we've ever seen in high school football history in the state of Michigan. Like, it was just unbelievable.
The main thing I remember from that game is just when the feeling of relief when it was over and that we had won.
Probably the first thing that comes to my mind is exhausting. It was fun, but high school, a lot of people play both ways, and playing past regulation, I don't think we had done that at all that year, to go into 5 overtimes.
My whole athletic career, that's the only overtime I've ever been in. I remember just trying to figure out what the rules were.
Few people recall is that our 06 team lost, of our 22 starters and some guys that went both ways, we returned 2 starters on that next year's team.
We weren't returning much on that team, so I think we were all kind of wondering what kind of team we were going to be.
They had a compete factor that was in some cases just off the charts. They just loved to play. I remember watching that game the next week on tape delay, and I remember my wife was watching it when I got home. I was like, how did you watch this? I was nervous watching the replay.
You watch the game and you don't know who's going to win still, even though we lived it. We lived it, we won, we've got the ring to prove it.
I can't remember if it was on the bus ride home or the next day they were showing a replay, and I was too nervous to watch because it didn't seem real, and every little thing seemed like it could have gone the other way and we would have lost the state championship, which at the time was obviously the world. So I haven't watched it as much as you think, and I think part of that is because it seems like it was so close to going the other way.
And you're down there with a bunch of young men just wanting to go play the great game of football and try to win a state championship. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And yet the people behind us and the people watching on TV were like, oh my gosh, this is hard to watch.
There's no film of this, but if you can see my grandma BLAIR with her head in her hands in the 4th overtime, we weren't sure she was going to make it home.
When you're driving in a snowstorm, would you rather be driving or sitting next, in the passenger seat or in the back seat? You kind of want to be in that driver's seat, right? And that was the feeling I had being down there in the field. The most incredible memory that I have is that those players on East Grand Rapids football team had no idea, and never even thought about losing. All they were thinking about was executing the next play. In fact, one guy, Alex Luke, said in the huddle, he goes, "Coach, this is what we've been practicing for." Those guys didn't think they were going to lose.
I just think there was a calm and a quiet confidence, and of course, looking back, the special piece of playing such a long game against such a good team like Orchard Lake. It certainly has its place in history, but at the time we were just thinking there's no way we're going to lose this game.
I was on the ground with a bloody nose, looking up at the corner of the end zone. When I saw that ref shake his hands, I just went back down on the ground, and I was so happy.
I'm just so proud of these guys. These kids they just shock me every day, and they shock the world today.
It's like something came out of a book or something, 5 overtimes, last play, 4th down. It's incredible.
Young people I know play in bowl games, and they play for national championships, and I'm not so sure that what our kids' experience was any less than that, any less than a Super Bowl. It was their Super Bowl.
All your best friends growing up, Joe, Andrew, Alan, Pat, all those guys, that's what made it more special than anything. Even, the longest playoff game ever, that's cool, but to us it was just our state final game. They were just all go. And you just had to remind, hey guys, the game's over. It's time to go. And they're like, okay, but that was a lot of fun. As a community, I think it was huge. You still hear people talking about it today. One of the best high school games I've ever seen in my life.
That's what it's all about, indeed. Still to come tonight, the pandemic has added stressors to all of our lives, and marriages are no exception.